Chapter 10. Throne Dam Ardamantua. There wasn't anything really left on the planet. It was a ruin. Artisan Trajector Argus van Auken was in a crater, taking readings and sending them back to his vessel. The Mechanicus walked on the bodies of Xenos and Imperial fists alike, trying to study the catastrophe and what caused it. But sentimentalities were useless for Argus. Knowledge was above all else, and he had the ability to ignore trivial matters, even despite what some of his underlings might have suggested. The beast destroyed everything, but only data remained, and Argus's goal was to send it to the Fabricator General. Going down a slope, Argus saw the Magos biologists had put electromagnetic rods in the earth, giving a little life to the dead orcs. Argus took a Skitari warrior with him and entered the tent of the Mago biologists. This one's a weird one. Eldon Urkidex, from now on only known as Eldon, the Magos that wanted to interfere during the destruction of Ardamantua, but was refused by Argus because their goal was to collect data, not intervene and try to save people. That's who Eldon was. Argus told him his team was done with their data gathering. Eldon and his team examined a dead orc and did not look up at Argus. Eldon asked for what they found. Argus told him that the orcs brought the gravitational damage to the planet, and it was still there, but it was decreasing now. Argus was very talkative, but Eldon spoke with one-worded answers, until Argus asked for the biologist's hypotheses. Eldon asked why rush such research, but Argus informed him they had to leave the planet and rendezvous with more of their colleagues to watch another planet die. Eldon wasn't so happy about that, but Argus made the point that other planets die so Mars can live, and then asked the biologist what he had to add to the data package. The biologist showed Argus the brain of the orc and told him how their ability for technology is something within their own being, something ancient, not something that was developed like in the case of the humans. Plus, they present a weird brain frequency, something ancient once again. Argus asked if it was psionic, but the biologist still didn't know. But Eldon had an experiment. He ordered some servitor to put an orc weapon into its hands. And boy, did that thing start working. Almost like that thing was alive. Almost like the orc was alive. The only way to stop the weapon, a chainsword of form I guess, was by cutting the orc's wrist. The frequency their brain emanated made things move, even in death as the frequency grew smaller. Argus asked if this could be replicated, but there was no way to know for sure. Pride and greed enveloped Argus, but there was something more. The orcs had the same origins. With some luck, they could pinpoint their origins to a planet, to a world. As Skitari interrupted them to tell them that there was a sign of life beneath the earth. The Skitari took them, and once they reached the zone, they found a dying tech priest. It was Laurentius. Argus and Enderon had a short exchange with the artisan in the end not being that kind, and the biologist applauding Laurentius' work. Well, of course Argus would pick on Laurentius. In the end, they decided to bring him to life to get more data out of him. Argus and Enderon went inside the cave, where they found Laurentius, and there was a human-sized cocoon from the surface of which a yellow pauldron stuck out. It was the form of suspended animation specific to the Adeptus Astartes. 2 more cocoons were there. They decided to bring the Imperial Fists because, if you couldn't tell from their color, they were Imperial Fists, on their vessels and try to bring them back to life.